Asia's largest low-cost airline, AirAsia, is preparing to take off in one of the world's fastest-growing aviation markets. It hopes to start operations later this year if it gets a clearance from the Indian Aviation Ministry. But AirAsia's arrival comes at a time when one airline has grounded flights and others are struggling to make profits due to high cost of operations. This used to be Kingfisher Airlines ticket counter over here at the Mumbai airport. It's been 6 months now that the company has shut operations and there are still no signs of it restarting the business. That is why experts say that there is room for new players like AirAsia to enter the market. Now, AirAsia, on the other hand, has been very successful in implementing the low-cost carrier model, under which it was able to sell tickets at a low price and yet make money. Since the 2008 global recession, most Indian airlines have struggled to stay afloat. AirAsia's confidence stems from the success of the low-cost airlines in India despite the tough times. But existing carriers like India's second largest low-cost airline, SpiceJet, feel that it won't be an easy flight for new entrants.
There isn't a huge amount of infrastructure available. India doesn't have a surplus of infrastructure as of today, so there isn't really the actual space, whether that be slots or parking bays, etc., available at the more popular airports. The freedom that some of these players have had in their historical home markets. India is a very heavily regulated market in almost everything that we do, particularly in aviation. So the freedom to do things that have been available in their home markets, I'm not necessarily sure are there today.
AirAsia is not the only one interested. Even Middle East-based Etihad Airways is in talks with Indian carrier Jet Airways to buy a stake in the airline. Experts say that despite the problems in the aviation sector, there is a huge opportunity.
Today we are at domestic passenger traffic at around 50 million per annum, another 30 million as international traffic. We might potentially, can potentially double or triple it in the next 5 to 6 years, provided there is a right impetus offered or the right set of business environment created, infrastructure wise, taxation wise, regulation wise.
40% of the total air traffic in India is driven by two cities, Delhi and Mumbai. Most airlines have maximum flights connecting these two cities and the centers around them. Air traffic between these airports is becoming saturated. That is why new entrants will have to look beyond them for growth.
One of the models that could be usefully employed in the Indian market is the hub and spoke model that's so popular in the United States. We haven't been able to develop hubs and spokes for, let's say, Northern India, Western India, Eastern India and Southern India. This would be a very easy thing to do.
AirAsia and Etihad will be the first international airlines to enter the domestic aviation market after the Indian government eased rules for foreign carriers to invest in India. That is why many international airlines will watch keenly as to how smooth will be their flight in Indian skies.